Saturday, December 2nd, here in Fort Myers Beach, Florida, 2023. It started off in the morning very humid, now it's just hot. There is rain coming, I would say maybe tomorrow. The parking is crowded, but I was able to get a spot here on the beach, which I find extremely unbelievable because there's not much available there. And I'm on a mission to look for something. I got to find something extremely cheap but available, almost like this lot right here. So anyway, I brought both cameras, thank God. I didn't bring the right shoes, but I did buy at a garage sale. I bought some sunblock, and I'm telling you that sunblock is really good. There's no irritation at all. I already tried it. And two cans for $2. That was awesome. So I'm going to be looking a little bit more at some of these structures. Even this like little house structure over here. This looks like someone took some tool sheds and put them together. Yeah, I was going to show you what I'm talking about. This guy who bought this property, I wanted to buy it too. Oh, that was sad. See this house straight ahead? That thing, I should have bought that. I think he bought both these pieces of property because they're both colored blue, but who knows? But look at, he just did just a lipstick on a pig, and he put a toll meter in here too, parking meter in here. He just put some pavement down the driveway and colored it. You know, $10 a day. I want that building so bad. You know, all he had to do was put some handicapped spots in. Bingo. He's in business. So any of these properties I have to look at. I have to seriously look at. I need it for a business, and I need it also to live in. So this is going to be a video where I have to can't let the sight of a destroyed property deter me from buying it. I'm going this way because I want to take a look down the street again. I'm in an urgency now. I don't necessarily want to live on the beach per se. I think living on the beach is unless you work and live on the beach, living on the beach is a fluff. Even this place here that was destroyed, not even fixed. I have to contemplate living in this kind of a place here. This kind of a place. That. That's scary. It's got a concrete foundation. I like that. I like hard floors. I'd have to tile the thing. That's going to be a nightmare. Screen enclosure. I hate screening, but I'm an expert at it. Look, it's the aluminum things are bent, so it means taking these out and putting new ones in. Of course, repainting it. I don't like white colored screen posts, so I'd have to color them black. That's repainting. More money. That building. This guy's air conditioner put on the roof. They put a new air conditioner on it. So anyway, I have to contemplate things like that. So I have to look at all these properties here, and I don't really want to rent. I need to buy. I need to own something. This piece of any empty piece of land, like this land here, but it's on a canal, so it's going to be an arm and a leg. They just raised this house up. Look how they did it. They took 4x4s. They cut the 8-foot 4x4s in 4-foot sections and made trestling, and then raised this house up. And now they're digging concrete lines around the house, and I guess they're going to pour some kind of a reinforced foundation that they can put stilts on, just like this house here. See these? Very similar. But these houses, I don't like how they built a wooden frame house. I know wood is cheap, but I don't like how they're doing that. You know, they built a nice concrete foundation. They built nice concrete. Well, these are cheap concrete pillars, and then they're putting a wood building on top of it. You know, granted, the next couple hurricanes we get here are not going to be as tall or as furious as the ones that just hit us. But you know, I'm from the school that you should build it right. You know, don't build it half the way it should be built. Built it the whole way. See all this property here? This is expensive, but I need to look at it. All this property. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of property here. And across the canal there, that property too, which is going to be arm and a leg. You know, this property here, I would consider living here. It's far enough away from the boat dock, far enough away from the roads. It's quiet. The air conditioner's already raised. It's got 2. I mean, they probably want an arm and a leg for that one. Even this, see, someone's probably building here. Or building. This wouldn't be too bad. Alright. And temporarily, even if I had these trailers, this wouldn't be too bad. These Will Scott trailers. Temporarily. What's going on here? Shrimp Co. has been selling a lot of shrimp because it's crowded. These people are just eating shrimp and they're leaving. This must be one of those restaurants that just offers a good deal. Let's go this way. I want to check out some of this real estate. So that house over there is built like a boathouse. That's the inside, but I saw that, that's for sure. Vacation rental. See this property right here? I know it's owned by someone else, but I have to, you have to think unconventional here. They may sell a little piece of that, and that little piece may be big enough to build something. See, these properties have big front and side yards. You could put a mobile home here, or an RV. Nice little bed like this. Most of these homes that I'm looking at here on both right and left hand side, again, over years gone by, most of these homes are back in habitable condition. So they're ready to be rented. They have still some debris, still some, some around the edges. This home here is the biggest thing that has the most rough spot. Most of the walls have been ripped out still. The wiring hasn't been put back in. Looks like they put some new temporary windows in there. I'm not sure if they're soundproof though. See, I would need to put triple pane soundproof windows in there. But yeah, that 430 Old San Carlos Boulevard, that was a steal. Whatever they bought it for. So anyway, yeah, I need to do more of that. This is an old hotel here. And they kept some of the old hotel. This, again, I might need to consider living in the back of one of those old hotel rooms. If I can buy it cheap. So that's, again, another consideration I gotta make. It's gonna be bachelor living. And I work during the day currently, but that won't necessarily stay forever like that. So there may be a time when real estate business goes full-time, I would like to be closer to where the action is. The action would be Fort Myers Beach and Sanibel. So it would be nice to have a little bachelor pad or some place where I could just, stop at and at least crash for a couple hours, rest myself out. So, alright, so we're going to see if we can go on the beach. The tide looks high from this angle. Water is, let me just get a better look here. It's high, but I can't tell. Let me look back at the canal. The canal is a mid-tide. The tide is not low and it's not high. It's right there in the middle. It's hard to tell. Okay, so they just got a backhoe in here. They're knocking down the backings at Lynn Hall Park. And they closed all Lynn Hall Park off for no good reason. And that's why it's so surprising. I got a parking spot down here at the beach. Because closing Lynn Hall Park off, they're actually losing money. They should have done this destruction at nighttime. That's how silly it is. They should have knocked down this when the park was closed after whatever 9 o'clock. They should have came in with the backhoe and knocked it down with some lights. That way they wouldn't have inconvenienced the people wanting to visit the beach, and they would have still made their money. So someone wasn't thinking here. So I just met someone. He came to my house, selling my house. He wants to buy it. He owned a house right here, right where the property medic on the right-hand side is building the house here. He says he lost a $1.4 million house. Probably it was worth a lot more than that. Probably it was worth about $2.4 million. He had no flood insurance, and it was wooden structure. He lost everything. He has the land still. But that's a sad story. I'm not going to go into details, but see all this property here on both sides of the road. I have to keep my eyes open. My neighbor is selling a trailer. Now, of course, they don't want to sell for the price I offered him, but I offered him $30,000, and he's asking $40,000. But it's a used trailer, and someone's got to take it on the chin. Hopefully, not me. Anyway, this is still virgin ground here. See, there's a lot of homes that are going up, and this home here, they're doing it right. They're putting in concrete lintels. Concrete lintels. I could be wrong. Who knows? I mean, wood. The cost of wood right now is so cheap that everyone is they're building apartments out of wood. They're building everything out of wood. It's so cheap. All the forest fires they had to chop down trees to build fire lines. Those had to be processed. All this hurricane wood had to be processed. I mean. There's tons of supply, and the demand is still kind of low. Everywhere I look, though, Fort Myers Beach, I see development happening. So this is a good sign. This is a sign that Lee County or Fort Myers Beach Town Council is starting to someone's greasing someone's hand, and they're allowing some development to happen. So I don't want to be too close to Estero Boulevard because just the constant flow of traffic. Big trucks in the morning, provisioning the companies and the hotels, the amount of contractors going through here, and the police sirens at night. You know how it is with a big city. It happens here too at Fort Myers Beach. You have, for whatever reason, you're going to have fire and ambulance ringing, just like in Cleveland, Ohio, all night long. It starts at 12 midnight, and then at 1 o'clock it happens again, then at 2 o'clock, and then at 3 o'clock, and you can't really sleep in that town. There's no ambulance or fire after 6 a.m. and there's no fire or ambulance before 12 midnight. But it just seems like between 12 midnight and 6 a.m., all these large cities, all the ambulances and fire trucks start blaring their horns and waking everyone up. So here's a for sale sign. I just can't, there's no way I could, I'm trying not to take on debt. So I have to work with what I get from the sale of the home. So over here, I'd be looking on this inner land area. Again, anything with a beach view, anything here on the beach is going to be outrageously priced. So I'd have to find an old couple who still have a price of 40 years in their mind. I would have to befriend them, and then they would have to sell to me relatively cheap. That ain't gonna happen. I still see some homes being knocked down. But these apartment complexes, like this one here, this green one, yeah, it's actively being fixed, but they're not fixing it fast enough. There's still a lot of woodwork they gotta take care of. And I just don't see enough. I don't see enough active repair work going on. See this area on the left-hand side? People are driving down this area, and they're parking by the beach. And there's a lot of paragliders going on. Property medic, they're buying up a lot of property, and they're building homes down here. They're making money. smart. Now we're getting down to pink shell territory where just about all the property here is owned by the pink shell. And they've almost bought all the property on the north side of the island, so now they're heading south and buying up this property. Might as well buy up the competition, especially some of these towers that are on the left-hand side here. These things are made to withstand hurricanes. They were built to withstand a hurricane. They never experienced a hurricane after Hurricane Donna. They weren't here before Hurricane Donna, but Hurricane Ian taught them a lesson. Hurricane Ian was only half as strong as it could have been, so the sea level could have actually been, we had a 10.5 foot storm surge. It could have been 20 feet with 7 to 11 foot waves on top of that. I mean, it really could have been worse. We could have had a 20 foot storm surge with an 11 foot wave riding on top of that storm surge. So we could have had, 30 feet. It's a Sanibel view, just past the Captiva view. I always thought it was Sanibel first, then Captiva, but I'm wrong. No, it was Captiva and then Sanibel's on the far end here. And then this should be Causeway View. I'll tell you the truth. They should buy this place out, call it Causeway View. Or they call it anything they want. Pine Island View. There was like a little access way to get to the beach there, but they blocked it off. So they still have these things blocked off for no good reason. I guess they're still fixing them. But you have to pay for parking. So they're not giving you a discount there. You gotta pay for parking, but they won't give you a bathroom. It's silly. They'll give you maybe one portal potty, which I still haven't seen yet. They give you one picnic table, but they won't let you have a fire. Alright, that's a little shoppe. Yeah, I didn't bring my, I should put my surf walkers in the car. I just didn't have them today. We were out garage selling. Garage selling was kind of disappointing. There was one interesting item garage selling. A guy was selling a light sound, like a wireless microphone, kind of like concert event mixer synthesizer that had two automatic light displays that you control the lighting and the sensitivity of it. And there were strobe and reflector lightings. They're mounted on big tripod bases, and it came with a big box with all the MIDI cabling, and they wanted $100. Now, the reason why I didn't buy it was, one, they didn't have the stands that the lights went on. These two big, kind of like computer-controlled reflective and strobe lights. They didn't have the stands, so not that was a big thing, but two, I don't want to take a big chance like that. It was only $100, but I don't want to take a big chance. So, it's not my forte. I mean, I have a couple of neighbors that are into, staging, and they're like roadies, and they set up events. Something like that would go good at an event, but they're just the stage crews. They're not the sponsor or the engineering company that actually blends or installs the lighting. So what are they going to do? They would know how to install it. They wouldn't want to buy it from me. So I don't know. Plus, I don't even know if it works. I don't even know if the light's burnt out or what. There's no way to plug it in and test it. Anyway, enough said there. The rest of the garage sale stuff that I saw, see, the tide is coming in. I can see the seaweed getting bunched up here. That's a telltale sign that the tide is coming in. This dog's cute, look at him. Sorry, no, go ahead. The seaweed is just holding back the water like a berm. see how high the water has come. The tides have been really high, which is an indication the moon is really close, orbiting around the Earth. So it has that much, or the Earth is closer to the sun, which is one of the two, or both. So either the Earth is closer to the sun, which in the wintertime, I know that's a true story, or the moon is closer to the Earth, which also would pull up the tides more, give you larger, a higher low and a lower low and a higher high. It's about 12:30 p.m. right now. So this guy off to the right is windsurfing. It's pretty awesome. He's got that kite going really nice. It's one of those really big, expensive kites too. I can't see the board that he's on. I'm not sure if it's a little tiny boogie board or it's a full surfboard, but it's got that fin on the bottom of it, so I know it's made for what he's doing. It's pretty cool, right? I should ask him about this green place, you know. I should say, look, sell me the end unit here on the end, and I'll help you fix this place. You know? Or sell me the end unit, and I'll come in as a partner. I doubt they would do that. I mean, I would turn this place into a casino right away. It would be an arcade. I'd be making a lot of money each day. I might even open up the arcade in a big tent. I don't know where the people would park. I'd have to buy the property next door. But I'm telling you, that building would be fixed right away and then resold for a profit. Anyone these properties, I should contact all these owners. Tell them, look, I will be the go-to person to do the final touches in this building. You know, lease me this property to open up a casino. That's really what I want. And I would have a room on top of the casino. So I'd have a room on top of the casino. Basic. All I need is I just need a studio. I don't need a one-room apartment. Studio with just one little well, I like a refrigerator, don't get me wrong, I like a freezer, don't get me wrong, but you know, I just need a basic refrigerator to hold, you know, and a basic freezer. I like my water bottles kind of slushy, so, but I have a little countertop high refrigerator already that does a great job freezing water bottles, and I use that solely. I put like 60 water bottles in it. It does a fantastic job. It uses little power, keeps them ice slushy cold. Nice. I got two of them in my car right now. So here's the Best Western Plus. I think this is an excellent building. It comes in. Awesome. There is a lot of turbulence though. So the wind is flowing. It's kind of blowing from south to north. That's why there's the seas coming to shore pretty choppy. So you have a 1 to 3 foot surf coming to shore, even in the shallow area. So probably out a mile or two. It's probably more like 2 to 3 now. But we're only looking at about maybe 3 knots wind. More than that, then I would say it would go up to 5 feet. You gotta be careful. Talking and watching the scenery. So I look like a police officer because I'm all black. I have a black hat and I've got black sunglasses on. I got black shoes. Alright, here's a ice cream guy. I wouldn't mind being a police officer on this beach. I'm telling you, wow, this is fantastic. They have a satchel that's black. tell you the truth though, if you're a policeman, you also have to be a lifeguard, just in case. Because I expect it of my public officials. Any public employee that's working who's on the beach should also be a lifeguard. If they're working, they're on the beach like a police officer would be, they have to be also a lifeguard. And they have to do it for free. No matter what the danger is, they have to do it. None of this calling for backup. Nope. So you can see that, alright, I'm starting to smell some really putrid urine stink. And that's coming from those bathrooms they're knocking down. And I can't see why anyone in this area would want to lay down here, because that is urine and that stinks. Oh, it's getting worse. It's getting worse than worse. This is urine. These people are enjoying it. I mean, there is a southerly breeze. It's coming from the Gulf. It may blow some of that urine stench away, but me with my nose being fresh, okay, so the urine is not dissipating a little bit. The other day the urine was coming from this area, but I don't smell any urine in this area. So the urine stink has gone away. So all those excavators that are knocking down the bathrooms at Lynn Hall Park, that's where that urine stink is coming from. And those people hanging around there, there's something wrong with them. I don't know, because they can't park at Lynn Hall Park, so they should have parked, they're paying $5 an hour anyway. They should have parked over here near Margaritaville. And Margaritaville supposedly was going to open December 1st on the left-hand side here. I told a friend of mine there is a good business opportunity. See, the reason why Margaritaville's not open yet is because their pool's not done. Now, this is kind of silly because people are starting to plan their vacations. This place has to be open to start taking bookings. You don't know if the water runs and works in the rooms, electricity all works. You don't know that until you go through at least 2 or 3 weeks of driving. So they're not open yet. Still see some pylons. All the furniture is there. I see electricity is on. It's ready to go. It's all painted. The screens are up. But the pool's not done. So, and looking over here, Margaritaville has their this is strange. They have all their umbrellas and their lounge chairs on the beach. Everything here on the left-hand side, all these blue, that's all Margaritaville. But their pool is not done. So they must be giving people discount rates, obviously. The pool's not done. And the people have to walk through a construction zone to get to the beach. But I told my friend, I said, there's going to be a good business opportunity. When Margaritaville opens, they're going to start renting carts around the pool area, kind of like merchandise carts. And you're going to be able to rent those carts. It could be expensive, but initially it's going to be cheap to get more income. So they may not charge by the day, they may charge by the month. So even if they were to charge you, let's say, an entry-level price of $1,000 a month, that would be fantastic. If you sold small items like watches, jewelry, beach towels embroidered with Margaritaville, everything embroidered, any type of seashells or seashell jewelry, you'd make a mint, because people who travel by plane can only buy small stuff, and that stuff fits in a suitcase, and they'll buy one of them for each family member. You can tack on 50% easy profit and sell however many rooms they could rent. It's 250 rooms times 2 people per room minimum. You're going to have 500 potentially, and that's just Margaritaville. You're going to have 500 customers a day. Well, at least 500 a week. But you could have more. It all depends. Because the best place to have would be a casino here. If I could open up an arcade in Margaritaville, that would be fantastic. kind of somber. Everyone expected Margaritaville to be open, so I think they're a little disappointed that it may be open. There may be that people are staying in some of the rooms that are, and that are told the pool's not done yet, so they may have reduced rent. But come on, reduced rent from $400 a night to maybe $375 a night. Now, there is a raised area on the landward side of Margaritaville. I don't know what's up there. I've gone to Google Satellite, Google Street View, and I've looked. I can't see up there. And the satellite images from every website that I've gone to, they're all old. They don't have the most recent video. Or some of their video, even the newest one is like 2 months old. So I wouldn't know if it's done yet, and a lot could change within a month as it is. It's pretty awesome over here at the beach. Probably going to go down to Junkery, turn around and come back. So, yeah, I remembered my 4K camera this time. I turned it on and made sure it's on. My 2K camera definitely has to come with me. And the sound of the 4K camera is atrocious. I wish there was a plug-in, like an external plug-in for sound, and I could put an external directional microphone, up by me. But I like my cell phone. It's quadraphonic sound because it picks up, it's a wide proximity. It picks up me, it picks up the waves in a level equal tone, which I like that. Whereas if I had like a close proximity mic up by my face, then you couldn't hear the beach. You just hear me, and that's not fun. So that's why I want to get a Google Pixel 7. Because I hear that it's 4K video and still quadraphonic. The same design that Samsung puts in their phones, which is an excellent phone design. I mean, I think Apple phones are good too, but I am partial. I do like Samsung. So yeah, any building here, I can't afford these buildings. And that's the thing. These buildings now. The discount period is over. So if you were thinking about investing here in Fort Myers Beach, well, it's season right now. Season is on. People are down here, and the real estate people are crowding up the roads too. They're bringing prospective clients that fly in. They fly in now. They want to buy something, so that when they drive down January, they'll have something waiting for them, basically. So there's a lot of buying going on right now. I just had a broker associate, so I know he doesn't own his own practice. He's coming to my house, and I'm a little, I think broker associates when they're coming into a for sale by owner house. Again, I don't want to force its legality and ethical whatever, but you can say that you're looking for yourself. I mean, that's an easy come on. And then when you're leaving, I'm a broker, and I want you to list your house with me. You're gonna waste your time creating flyers and sending them out and waste your money. You might as well just go to the open houses and try to gently sweet talk people. Don't force them, but you know how it is. People come with a very the brokers. I've had like 4 brokers already come up, and they all pull the same thing. They must go to a broker how to convert a for sale by owner by by taking a tour of their house. Anyway. So anyway, the selling looks pretty good. Look down here. It's getting better, I should say. See more and more seashells. I've seen a lot of shark-sized seashells. Sorry. When you pass people and they over-exaggerate their scaredness, they're practicing that. So there's the Fort Myers Beach Library on the left-hand side. Again, has not been used as a library for a year and 3 months. Just sitting around. You know, it's the perfect building to build a town hall. It's elevated. It survived the hurricane beautifully. It just lost power. I mean, what's that? Nothing. But no one uses the library. There's not enough people here on the beach to use the library. They just installed 2 traffic lights on the beach here for no good reason. I don't know. The city of the town of Fort Myers Beach acts like a city, and it's just ridiculous. You know, they are spendaholic criminals. You know, so I don't really want to buy property here on the beach. I don't want to be part of the Fort Myers Beach crime family that I have to grease someone's hand, big money to do any permitting. I personally think permitting is criminal. People who own property should be able to do whatever they want. It shouldn't be restricted at all. Whether they do residential, whether they do commercial, industrial. If they own the land, they should be able to have, for one, the land and the rights to the land remain as one. You can't separate mineral rights and surface rights. I think that's stupid. You own the land, you own all rights and several. You can do whatever you want. You want to build a ditch down to the center of the earth? Well, technically you can't do that, but the center of the earth is highly magnetic, and the mantle at some points are liquid. It would cave in on you and crush you with a billion, quadrillion pounds of force and squish you into pulp and turn you into lava concrete in a split second. But besides that, I mean, if you wanted to dig a big pit on your yard filled with water, that should be your property. Now, when you dig a big pit and it does fill with water, if it encroaches on someone else's land, that becomes that person's land. That's their shoreline. It's not your shoreline. So if it encroaches on someone else's land, and then that person can go 3 feet out into the water and stabilize his shoreline, then guess what? You just lost 3 feet of your land by digging a big hole and letting it fill up with water until it goes to some neighbor's land. So that is the situation there. So here's the old Junkaroo pressure couch. I still see no evidence besides they have a pile driving vehicle here, which indicates they want to build a brand new structure. Because they're waiting to get a demolition permit to demolish the old structure here. But I see people are parking there near the beach, which is smart. They should knock down that old firehouse too. No one's going to buy that. It's just, the only person that would buy that would be someone like me who wants to live there. Which again is an option. I would consider it. Don't be wrong. But they'd have to sell it to me for a song and dance. They'd have to sell it to me for like $50,000 or less. And I would paint the building, and I'll put a big tent on the roof, and that would be my casino. They'd have to park up and down the street. So that is an option. If I was to get a good deal down here, then there would be, yes, I would consider it. I would put up with that BS only because if you buy a piece of property from the government, they sell it to you next to nothing, and you also get their very lax covenants that go along with it. So, I'm gonna turn around right here. I don't wanna disrupt these seagulls. Right. So the tide is coming in. It was, because the wind is blowing from south to north. Yeah, there is a high tide presence. Let's put it that way. There is an above normal tide because of the airflow. The tides are the waves are coming in at very close intervals. So. Which is indicative of an inclement tide. If the waves had long intervals, that'd be indicative of a tide going out. Again, passing Fresh Catch again. I went to Fresh Catch down behind Publix on Fort Myers Beach, and it's they fixed it up. It doesn't look like they got much damage. And then Junkaroo's on the ground floor, but it's Junkanoo. I guess it used to be Junkaroo on the bay, but now it's just called Junkanoo. I guess and it's kind of good though that they're back in business. Okay, I'm running over a lot of seashells. Some of these seashells I'm hearing against my tire are pretty sharp. Gotta be careful. I did put gel inside these tires, but you just never know. You never know when the gel eventually hardens inside the tire, or it's not in an area where a puncture is made. Bingo. I didn't reinflate these though. I just reinflated them last week, so I didn't feel they needed to be inflated this week. I did that with my car tires as well to make sure. There's some guy playing golf in the beach. He's got a golf club. Looks like it's either a 6 or a 7 iron. Could be a 5 iron. I don't know. It's definitely not a sand wedge. A sand wedge would have more of a flatter. It's more like a 5 or 6 iron. Probably a 6. If he had a real golf ball or if he had a wiffle golf ball. It looked like he had a real golf ball, but it was a white one. I'm thinking, wow, he's playing up in the white sand, the bright white sand, with a white golf ball. He's going to lose that thing. The first hit he does, beyond like 20 feet, he's going to lose that. It'll bore itself into the sand and he'll lose that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry about that. So anyway, it's gorgeous out. The water looks warm because the south to north airflow. It looks like it's bringing up a lot of Southern Caribbean water, which would have that Southern Caribbean heat along with it. So it looks it's really nice. And because the water is so choppy, it does have a little bit more sediment in it, so it's not as blue as it would look. But it still looks nice. Therapeutic-wise, this would be very therapeutic. If you had any illness, this turbulent water like this would be really good. Definitely, I would advise wearing surf walkers in there. Anytime you can't see the bottom of the sand, there's no point in. I was a little kid. I used to walk in there barefoot, no problem. Step on something, I would, When you're a little kid, your foot can heal itself, but not now. I'll be really careful when you get to an adult age. So there's church sitting here. Even the property behind the church here would be an ideal spot to invest in. I have to look at that too. So when I go for my bicycle ride, I'm going to bicycle down Estero Boulevard a little bit. I'm going to check out some of the area behind this church. And that's kind of the reason why I've cut the beach bicycling video a little shorter than normal. I'm going to use some of that extra time to videotape Estero and some of the back streets. I mean, this is beach bicycling and exploring, so we're going to do a little exploring. Here's the Neptune Inn again. It's a steal. They would not give you a certificate of occupancy if you just finished one room. I told a friend of mine that. I said, look, if he wants to buy the Tahitian Inn, I said, it's a great buy, don't get me wrong. People will rent those rooms out, no problem. They will rent those rooms out for $200 to $300 a night. No problem, I can rent them all. I said, the problem is they'll not give you a certificate of occupancy until the whole building has been rebuilt and meets code. I'm afraid that code means that you gotta tear it down and rebuild it, because FEMA, they're a little, I don't know. I've been told stories about FEMA and construction, and one of the reasons why the places don't rebuild is because they're on that 50-50 FEMA threshold, and the building has to be demolished. So, which is, I think that's criminal, actually. Government telling you have to demolish your house because an act of nature came in the way. This kid's getting a big bucket for it. That bucket's going to weigh. If he would have filled that bucket up, that bucket would weigh almost as much as he. So that'd be amazing that he could lift like 80 pounds, and he's only 80 pounds himself. I never thought I was going to make a comment there, but I better not. People are exceptionally friendly today, which is really nice. Now, I'm going to look at this other house here too. There's no way in heck they're going to sell me this anytime anyway cheap. But I would consider this house as a temporary layover until I can get exactly my whereabouts known. I would buy this as a temporary layaway, and I would do all the work myself to fix it up. And it'd be a quick fix. It would be quick fix means it would be done out of insulated wood, but I would at least do a proper wood repair, quick fix. Obviously, nothing is a proper repair. Doing it by wood, doing it by concrete and steel. That's the way to do things. But especially with salt water or rising tides. But so there's another beach hangout over here near the Lalakai, like a little beach restaurant. Kind of cool. I like how they do that. They probably were illegal at one point. They just persisted. They said the heck with the ordinances, the heck with the laws, and now they're grandfathered in because that's just the way it is. They've paid their taxes. They've been in shop. No local residents complained, so they kind of grandfathered themselves in.
Yeah, everything that was the one.
I was going to drive close to the water, but there was a wave there. Yeah, people are looking at me like I'm police or something. They're like, hey, why is that bicycle so fast on the beach? Now, I do see something. They have a beach trolley going on, which is pretty interesting. So we are kind of in front of Lanakai, but we're in an area between Lanakai and Margaritaville, which this is going to be the new. They're coming with money, so you know the kids are coming with money, so you know they want to buy something. We're not going to go all the way back down the beach. We're just going to go back down to where Linholm Park is. So anyway, Margaritaville is going to rent poolside like merchandise carts, just like you see in the center aisle in the malls. Those merchandise carts, they're going to have them by the pool. So I told my friend, I said, just get as much, of the touristy hand gadgets and shirts and bathing suits and towels. And he wants to sell watches. I'm like, you can sell watches. Just make sure that you beef up your merchandise, diversify a little bit, because people really expect to buy, souvenirs and beach towels and, kind of like surf shop type of paraphernalia. So, anyway. Regardless how much they charge you, once you get in, they'll grandfather you in. So. Coming up to the urine zone. Not up here, but right after I get past the pier. That was actually obscene. Guy wearing a woman's bathing suit like that. That's upsetting. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know if it's a guy. Here's the old Pier 1 Dairy Queen, and then we have the old Topo mast. Across the street used to be the Palaka, and then it used to be Palaka 2 was at the shopping center of College Parkway in McGregor. Now that one's just called Palaka, because Palaka 1 got destroyed. So Palaka 2 gets elevated to Palaka 1. So they have all these poinsettia plants around the palm tree. This is what Fort Myers Beach does Christmas time. So that's why that is here. Well, this is a common occurrence. And I see there's little solar lighting that's charging batteries that are going to go off in the evening. They're trying to illuminate that. So I used to own the building that was right there where that ice cream place was. That was back in '89. But that building got wiped out during Hurricane Ian. So after me came the creamery, which was there, the fudgery I guess it was called. It was there for the longest while. They made so much money. But what they didn't do is they didn't pay for flood insurance. And they got wiped out. So they just took their money and sold the land, I guess. So here's Hershey's ice cream truck again. It's closed. That's just silly because you have a visitor giving out real estate information here, which again I think is silly as well. But that's beside the point. People are in the vacation mode. People in this area are in vacation mode. They're not even looking at real estate in this area of the beach. They'll come to your office. You just have to have a sign. You don't have to hand out flyers. Put a cell phone number or something. Right now they want to enjoy the beach. They're not interested in conducting business activity. They're here to listen to the sounds, to exercise, to check out everyone else, So I'm looking over here at Margaritaville, coming up on the left. This is like their elevated like lounge area, and I'm not sure if this is a lounge area slash. It'd be great if there was lazy river up there, but I doubt it. I'm not sure if there's shuffleboard or pickleball up there or what, but it's big enough that they can have a little tiny pool. They can have a pickleball. They can have a whole bunch of other stuff up there. So it looks like they're putting a passageway for people to walk to the beach around the pool. So they're starting to lay down the sidewalk. I'm looking at the pool. They still haven't put the final like mastic coating on the pool yet. So there's still about ½ inch to go, maybe an inch. So that they probably have the diesel cement, but they don't have the marcite layer. That's going to take a week. That's going to take it's going to take a week to pour and a week to cure. So that's still 2 weeks away to get the pool done. And to tell you the truth, they should get that pool done first before they put the pool tile around the pool done. Because you got to bring in big pumper trucks to pump that gunite or marblite into the pool area. And you don't want big, I mean, I guess they're going to have big boom arm pumper trucks at night. They're going to block off the road here and park them right here on Cerro Boulevard, I guess. Being Fort Myers Beach, a little extra kitty to do that. This is $15 all day. Left hand side. I see one porta potty in the whole parking lot. I see one ATM machine, two parking meters, 2 parking things. You can get your receipt and put it on your dashboard. And then over here on the right, it's $20 a day. So $15 a day then. Oh, thank you. Now this place here, the Swiftwater Homes, if you could park in there, they have like what looks like an automatic gate fence that it looks like they just put up a new fence here. The problem with these places is that the HOA and the condo association rules and covenants are just so whacked out crazy. There's buying conditions. You have to give over specific rights. You have to pay exorbitant HOA fees. Oh, it's just I don't know. So over here on the left-hand side, Fiestero Shopping Center, they fixed the roof a little bit. Oh, sorry about that. And the problem is that when you cringe and you're in the middle of the sidewalk, but you stay in the middle of the sidewalk and you cringe, it's not helping me out, So here's the goods, we just passed the temporary goods on the right-hand side, but the goods on the left-hand side, it's slowly falling to its own demise. Whether the bums or maybe the structure is finally giving way over time. The heating contraction of the day-night. It's tri-town construction. I would love to buy that. I could live in the back. All right, so that's the property I passed that I was slightly interested in. Okay, let me go over there and take a look at it. Let me show you. I know I videotaped this once before, but they ain't gonna sell it cheap. I know it. So there's no way I want to buy a place to share it. That's for sure, because I'm accustomed to living alone and I like it. So okay, I hear the tube guy. He must have just came to the beach. Maybe he was in the bathroom. I hear him now on the beach. So anyway, this house right here, it used to have parties. It used to have one of the biggest decks. All they did is put some plywood, see there, you're straight ahead. There's the tuba guy on the beach in the yellow shirt. Not the closest yellow, but the farthest yellow. So, again, no trespassing, video surveillance. Yeah, right. It's got an aluminum roof. Half the aluminum roof was ripped off. The place was flooded. It probably smells like the Nile River inside. Again, all these river rocks are $20 each. I mean, not river rocks. All these pavers are $20 each. They had like a little stepping ladder here they were trying to get from this little elevated platform that, for whatever reason, is still intact up to the main landing. They just need to go out and buy the wood, just really fix it. Shouldn't be that difficult because the main landing, you could see that the top floor buckled and is collapsing a little bit under the weight of the house, so they really need to fix that. The way they would fix that is that there was a 2x6 board that ran from that pillar all the way here, and it's missing. So that needs to be propped up on top of that. And it was probably more than a 2x6. It was probably two 2x6s combined together. Or maybe that's a 2x8. I can't tell at this distance, but 2x6 or 2x8. But anyway, they need to, maybe it's three of them, who knows? But they need to rebuild that, and so they need to jack. I got the two jacks at home. I have four of them. I should bring them down here. I could jack the house up, fix that. But there probably is a structural problem all the way around the house. Obviously, parking was underneath the house. You can't do that. And you can just see this house is, it needs to come down. See, there's the power box just hanging there. So, this is where the power would go from this pole. From this pole, the power would go, and there's no buried cable at all. Someone's living in that RV though. You see how they hooked up? That was nice. And they probably paid for this pole to be established. So, I wouldn't mind buying this piece of land right here. And it's for sale. Let me capture the sign. That pool, I would dig up that pool. No way in heck do I want a pool to deal with. I would, day by day, I'd be cutting that pool up into little chunks. So it's by United Real Estate Infinity. All right. It could be that house for sale. Again, I would contemplate buying that house too. It's a disaster, and again, probably smells like the River Nile in there. But look, it's becoming an RV. This is an RV here, but look at all the fifth wheels over there. So people seem to be enjoying themselves. The only thing about an RV here is that you're going to have to inspect and oil all fan blades in either the air conditioning or in vents have to be oiled routinely and wiped down and kept oiled, or else they're going to rust with the salt there. So that's the thing, when you live too close to salt and you have a fan blade, you're going to have to do that, or else the fan blade is going to start rusting and then it's going to start squealing. So doing that, let's face it, that WD-40, you put penetrating oil on, or you just put regular oil with some kind of a little adhesion factor. You have to do that like once every other week or so. So here's Fun Sun Rentals. I know they're not making that much money because I don't see that many people on bikes going up and down the beach. But, the people are hanging out there. It probably doesn't cost them that much. It looks like they are doing like now that would be a great real estate office location. That's a great way to use that in both terms, rental and showing real estate. So here's that. I gotta go this way because the truck was blocking. I wasn't going the road. I hate this part of the sidewalk. This sidewalk here, they should rip up. Just put back as concrete. Whoever came up with this idea to make this type of a sidewalk should be shot. I'm telling you, it should be shot and given cement boots and dropped into the Gulf of Mexico. Because it's okay if you walk on this, it's okay, but if you bicycle, forget it. like it so much, I'm gonna come out here and bike. Anyway, on the left-hand side was Armando's Day Spa, and then you had the Shamrock, what do we call it, bar and liquor stand, or liquor, whatever it was, restaurant. So here's La Frenzo Real Estate. They have a new location that's down by the south end of the island. But there's a lot of people parked here using the beach for free. They want $20 million for this property. So here's a person parking at the old cinema. This building on the left, this blue building, I would love to buy. I would turn one of those into a place where I could live. And the other one, I would start renting them out. I don't know why they're not even open. But it has to be another thing where they're fighting. There must be multiple owners. One person wants to sell, one person wants to rebuild, or one person wants to build as is, one person wants to knock down and build a superstructure. There's disagreements, there's infighting, or one person died and they can't find, there's got to be a reason, because that real estate isn't going, just like this beach connection up here. This should be back online. Let's go a little further. I want to check out what's behind this church. I see a couple other buildings here. So again, a building that's been sitting a year and 3 months in the elements in Florida, that's been letting everything inside it, has to be torn down. There's no way a building like that can survive. It's going to stink. It's going to reek. Unless it's solid concrete walls and solid concrete floors. If you have carpeting or wood floors, it's going to stink. You got to rip that stuff out. Tile floors, potentially, I've heard, sometimes if the tile's not laid down correctly, they could pop up. But for the most part, tiles when they're laid down are laid down with like a waterproof grout. So even if they do get some water in there, it's not going to stink because it's sealed. I'm cutting over halfway here. I want to make a U-turn up here. I'll make a U-turn right now. So again, this used to be where Winn-Dixie / Tops supermarket used to be. And I used to love on the corner on Acero here, I used to love the Winn-Dixie liquor store. That was like what I called my best liquor store. And then at 6 Points, there used to be McDuff Smorgasbord, which was right next to another liquor store that I liked a lot. But now that those liquor stores are out of business, all you have is ABC Liquors. And you have some other liquor stores. There is one liquor store, Little Estero Island, that I liked a lot. It had good deals. I'm not sure if they reopened, but they got hit by the flood. A lot of, they suffered a lot of loss. Okay, so we're gonna have to go across the rough ground here. So any land here, these are all on canals though. So they're premium. There's no way I'm gonna get any of this property cheap. But any of this property here, the lien, I would fix up one room and live in the back. Until I know what I'm doing. Until I knew what I was doing with the property. Or I put an RV in the front like these people are doing. Live in the RVs. So this nice piece of property on the left-hand side. Here's somebody redoing the driveway. Obviously going to pour it with concrete. It's going to look nice. Then they need to put rebarb down. Because a driveway just poured with concrete without rebarb is going to, for one, it's going to be subjected to a lot of tension. Believe it or not, the tides create a subtle shock wave that affects all concrete structures on this island. And the rising of the tides, the lowering of the tides, the rising, you get two tides, too high, too low each day. It causes the concrete, for one, the groundwater comes up really high, but it causes that friction, it's a subtle destruction of the concrete. Basically, it causes it to collapse and fall apart from underneath, and the high tide causes a pressure on the soil, upwards pressure, and the low tide creates a low pressure, pulling the thing down, so it'll fracture it. Anyway, you gotta put rebarb in. So you have to make a driveway like you're making the first floor of a house. You gotta put rebarb in. You have to pre-stress it too. The best thing is to weld the rebarb together. So they're using this as like a police store. Everything a lot right now. It's like an impound yard, / utility yard. Anyway, this what we're crossing right now is the old town hall, Fort Myers Beach. So these are the criminals that have prevented a lot of people from rebuilding because they're forcing them to either follow FEMA's rules, and they're not standing up for their own residents who just want to rebuild. They don't necessarily want to, skirt the what I call the corrupt law, which is corrupt. They just want to see all this property back here. This church owns all this property, and to get this land rezoned without greasing the palms of those criminals, it's going to cost you a lot. But if I could buy this land and just put RVs in the back here, I mean, look how much property you have. This is like a hotel as it is. It's like a hotel. Okay, so we want to check out some of this property. I'm driving over a lot of broken glass, so I gotta be careful. This area wasn't. This whole block really has been. These homes here are. I don't think anybody's living in them. You see, this says weekly rentals, so someone may be living over here. Okay, so up here, okay, this at this point looks like it's habitable. I still see a lot of screen out. So if you want to make money rescreening, you got work. You got plenty of work here. Just go house to house and offer rescreening services. Offer them, $35 to $50 a screen. And if you're a good screener, you can get a screen done in 5 minutes. Wow, you're doing a good job. I saw a screening tool that has a spline inserter in it, and you press down it. It's like a wheel. It holds the screen into the groove, and then it inserts the spline, and it's automatic. You press a button, and you go, and it does it. It does it like in seconds. It does one side, and it doesn't fail, and it holds the screen tight at the same time. I don't know how it does that, but it does a fantastic job, and it creates perfect splining. See, I'm looking at this building here. The first floor still looks devastated. The second floor still looks okay. If you rent a room on the second floor, the air conditioners on the second floor look like they survived. This front building needs to get knocked down. Or it needs to be turned into a casino. Yes, I could do that. We don't need a second floor in here. We just need this elevated platform to be one big casino. I just need some track lighting and black paint inside. Casino's dark inside anyway. And just some spotlighting to spotlight the tables, LED spotlights. Let's keep it low voltage. And I mean, the roof needs to be new overlayment put down on top of that, or new underlayment, what do you want to call it? But you can see that this is not an aluminum roof. This is a stainless steel roof, because this stainless steel raised seam that you see is rusting already, but it's strong. It's just that all the wiring in there has to be torn out. So I don't know. I still see some potential there. I don't see a 50% destruction, but they're going to base it on 50% repair costs, which it'll easily exceed 50% repair costs. Because if I was buying this, I'd buy it for $200,000, and yeah, I would have to put a minimum of $200,000, if not $250,000 in it. So anyway, I see a lot of people are going with trailers now. If you see over here across the street, someone's got a climate-controlled internal storage. See right across the street there? They are they're going to build something there, and it doesn't look like they're building a parking lot, but it looks like they're going to build something more than that. But they're using climate control internal storage. That's what I would do. I mean, if I was wanting to open up a business here, next time a hurricane comes, you can just hook up your truck to the trailer and haul your life possession away with you before the hurricane hits. So I want to go down this street too. Just want to check it out. So there's another house over here that across the street too that is out of sight a little bit, but I know they're not going to sell it too cheap. This place here, the power boxes got ripped off the wall. Obviously, the power went to that pole, and that pole went to that pole, or this pole, probably this pole. But power goes nowhere now, and you can't do an overhead to underground feasibly because you'd have to go across the road. So I don't know if the Florida Power and Light, or in this case Lee County Electric Cooperative, has to put power to that pole, then you have to go underneath the driveway here. Well, this is called the Mango Street Inn, this blue building, and again, it was flooded. It's got a lot of roof damage. This is the cheap aluminum. Sad. Someone was going to fix it up. They spent the time. They spent the money. They pretty much gutted the inside. Did a quick paint job on the outside, like white and blue. And it looks like there was at one time a white certificate of occupancy. You can see right here on the wall, there was some kind of certificate on the wall, and the color of this building was like a green. They painted it blue. I'm not sure if that's before the hurricane. You can see over there, there's some evidence of a green paint color, but they painted over it blue. But there was, it looks like these were little efficiencies, and looks like they were single room efficiencies. I don't even know if there's a bathroom in here. Let me see. Okay, let me go. I'm a potential buyer. I'm trespassing. That's terrible. Looking at them, it looks like okay, so it looks like there's only 3 units on this side, and then on that side it looks like there's 3 units, because there's got to be a bathroom at least. So this side, it looks like it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath with kitchen and living room. That looks like each one has that 2-bed on this side, a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, kitchen and living room. And on this other side over here, it looks like they're single. It says suite. Let's see what the suite is. Oh yeah, single bedroom, single bath. You see the tub back there. Had a some kind of utility closet, and so interesting. I got somebody to look at it right now. He goes, probably gonna ask me a question. So anyway, let's check out the street a little bit more. Yeah, I'm looking at this side. There's no doors on this side, so there's just doors on that one side. So that was a 7-unit villa, and there's people obviously looking to buy. Even this place here, there's probably somebody living in it, but I would, that's taking a big gasp, that's for sure. I'd have to consider something living on in that. New fresh coat of paint. Take out those screens and put some kind of window system in. I have to go to Sanibel Glass. Even this thing here, this guy's fixing it up. Nice. All right, we're done with this street. I really just need a piece of property where I can put an RV temporarily, and then decide what to do after that. But it would be nice to have a shed. This house on the right-hand side, same situation. These places I can still see inside. There's no electricity. The air conditioning units are gone. They were just painted just to keep the Fort Myers Beach fire marshal and inspectors at bay. That's it. That's all. They just paint it, make it look like it's habitable on the outside. Lipstick on a pig. But on the inside, it still has a lot to go. So the place I just looked at isn't one of the best conditions I see. There is a lot of work that needs to get done. That other building has a full roof aluminum, which aluminum is one of the biggest. This one here is going to need a significant aluminum restoration. So, and windows are missing. Now, yeah, the Beach Connection, they want $1 million for this building that's destroyed. Ain't gonna get it. But you know what? If you own the property, now I was looking across the street here. See across the street? There's a building there with 2 separate air handlers. They put new windows in. It looks like they're building it. That would be a potential because it's not on the beach. You're obstructed because of the Neptune Inn. You can't see the beach. You're really landlocked. So there's a potential. You guys enjoyed this video. We still got a little ways to get back to the bridge. So some people have rented some scooters, so I know this Fun Rentals up here, they're doing some business. That seems about what they're renting. People are not renting bicycles per se. I see a couple people on bikes, but I know that they're privately owned. Used to be the old Tiki restaurant. So they're basically sitting in front of a computer watching TV. The people who run this place. And it's kind of sad. So I'm looking down this street, Miramar Street, and again I see a couple of residences that look like hopefully have given out. Those are the residences you want to buy if you're an investor. But I'm telling you right now that season is in full bloom. People are down here. They're snapping up any real estate they get their hands on. So they know that the carnage devastation is done. The only direction the price of real estate is going to go is up. So people in droves are here. I'm seeing them down each street. They're looking at properties that they're buying. So if you didn't buy last week, you missed the boat. It's going to get worse too. Right before Christmas, it's just going to get insane. So again, Lanakai acquired some land here, some of the old buildings that were back by the canal, which is good. I see some surveyors over there. They got it plotted out. It looks like they may actually be going to be building another Lanakai building. I see pavers. Building something back there. I see a little excavator. Fort Myers Beach is still in a delicate state. There's still not enough people renting to sustain that much more enterprises. It's really still a precarious state. So a lot of business owners here are they may look like they're doing good at one point in the day. Like right now, this place looks like it's doing okay, but maybe 4 or 5 hours they have no business. Or these people are just nursing a beer, which I can hear a guitar being strung, so I know someone is paying for live entertainment. And if you look here at Margaritaville, I'm looking for evidence of hotel rooms being rented. I don't see it on that building. But I see workers are working around the clock to install the patio around the pool, although I think they're going out of order. They should have got the Diamond Bright on the pool surface done first before they put they should have the Diamond Bright done and the pool tested to see if it leaks or not before they put the pavers around the pool. They put the pavers around the pool. They're just going to bring big equipment up to do whatever they have to do finally around the pool. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. See, here's people coming. It feels like it's like 5 o'clock, but it's only about 1:30. $10 all day. They're parking over here. This is a nice concrete parking spot. And the way that Margaritaville is being designed, you can walk through their property, which is really nice. So they probably have to put that easement in because these businesses down here, the Lighthouse Resort and the Matanzas Inn, probably still have an easement going through their property. So now here's a building on the right hand side. I know somebody lives in there. I would have to consider buying that. This building over here, straight ahead of me, this little tiny one, someone bought that recently. I was looking for the for sale sign. The for sale sign is missing. And I see they painted the outside of it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Until next week.